Haven't done this in a while. Welcome everybody to a new series I like to call Tipsy Tricks, where I give you tips and tricks in Final Fantasy XIV. These tips and tricks are usually for beginners and to remind people how to actually play the game. And with that being said, the subject of today is tanking, because of course. And do forgive me, I do have something going on with my voice. My throat is not doing very well, so I'm going to sound kind of graspy. And if I sound like I've just finished the death cough, I am really sorry. But today we're going to be talking about 5 terms which I follow. These are my terms and my rules that I go by when I tank. These terms are not known to anybody, not even Reddit. Even if you try to search all over the internet, these terms you're not going to find. So I'm going to share with you people because I love you. There are actually 5 terms that I go by, and those terms are Agro Caching, Snagging, Guarding, Stealing, and Trading. I'll be going on a rundown on each and every one of them and how it makes me, the person that I am, actually do well in dungeons that I'm either foreign to or that I'm used to. This will also show you how I'm used to all kinds of level of people, whether you're really good, really fast at doing a dungeon, really aggressive, or really slow and at a beginner's pace. And I should remind people that this video is actually for beginners. If you're a veteran tank and you have gotten all of your tanks at level 60 and you're playing the game like a boss, this is not for you. But if you are a beginner or if you're getting into the tank class, you might want to sit down and pay attention. So grab a notebook or a pen or a pencil and start jotting things down. So let's start with Aggro Caching, which involves you catching, well, the mob or boss's attention. You can think of this as fishing. If you're fishing out with a lure, you're trying to catch the fish by baiting them to you. You're basically that little light or that little lure that you're trying to get the fish to be very aggressive towards you. How you go about doing that is all up to you, but for you beginner tanks out there, I'd suggest taking a look at these skills. That would be Shield Lob, Unmend, and Tomahawk. These skills are your primary catching tools. Think of them as using a fishing rod and you're throwing your lure out. That is basically what these skills are doing. You're shooting out your lure to capture these mobs and or bosses. And trust me, if you're from levels 1 to 50 and you're trying to actually capture the aggro, always use these skills in terms of capturing them because they are a good thing. They give you distance, especially if you're in the front. You will have people in your party that shoots from a distance, whether they are an archer or a black mage or any other mage, or perhaps they're a healer that just wants to add in a little bit of a dot. They will do it and they will try to do their best at putting in damage if they want to get the dungeon done really fast. Being out in front is one very important thing for a tank, and shooting out Shield Lob or Tomahawk if you're just starting out Final Fantasy XIV is very important if you want to get that aggro first. Trust me, there are DPS and healers who will try their best to get through a dungeon extremely fast by hitting first. They will grab, they will go out and fish, they will actually bring mobs to you. But stay calm. If you go out there and grab the mobs first, everything should be fine. Next, we have Aggro Snagging, and remember when I said that they'll actually go out and fish for these mobs? Well, it happens quite often. Believe me, it happens a lot with me. People who want to finish the dungeon really fast and have no patience whatsoever, whether they're grinding for lore or they're trying to level up, they will do it. They will go out there and they will fuck your day up if you're not expecting anything. So stay calm, because now it's time for you to snag that aggro back. Aggro snagging will have you do things like using Provoke. Provoke is a very important skill for all tanks. All of them should have Provoke. It is a level 22 weapon skill that gladiators use to be at the top of the charts of any mob's enmity. Granted, it only works for one enemy, but make sure after you use this weapon skill that you're using also your projectile, because as soon as you use Provoke, it can be taken away. It just puts you at the top of the chart. Maintaining that is all up to you, so make sure you use your projectile right after, or any other aggro skill, whatever. This is the snag that I'm talking about. Basically, it's 2 fishermen fighting for that one fish. One fish is looking at both lures. If it goes after you, you have succeeded, but it's basically trying to contemplate between going after you and somebody else. If you are more alluring, if you're more aggressive, the fish will come after you, and that's basically what aggro snagging is. the act of snagging back aggression if somebody else has it. Aggro guarding is basically the main job of every single tank. You're supposed to keep that aggro once you have it. If you don't have it, you're not doing your job. This is aggro guarding, doing whatever means necessary to keep that aggression. In terms of Paladin, I like using Flash a lot, and I mean a lot. So people have been telling me that Riot Blade is a very good skill. The reason why I'm going to agree with that now is because Riot Blade gives me MP back, and I've been finding myself doing Flash a lot, which means I need more MP. I usually do it after 2 combos or after 1 combo if the people in my party are very good at their jobs. And when I mean very good at their jobs, I mean they are so goddamn aggressive against the mobs that I can't keep aggro. So as a paladin, I do a combo attack, then I flash. I do a combo attack, then I flash. I do a combo attack, then I flash. A little too much flashing, yeah, I know. But like I said, if in some certain way you get people who are so aggressive, you may have to come down to that. Other than that, it's combo, then flash. Or combo, then flash. However, not all tanks work the same. For instance, warriors and dark knights have different strategies in guarding their aggro. Warriors rely a lot on their TP. They basically have to manage their TP along with keeping up the aggression. They have a move called Overpower, which does a cone attack in front of them, which makes it a little bit more tricky for them to keep the aggro because they have to aim their aggression. Otherwise, you're just basically aiming at one enemy. So as a warrior, you have to be careful where you're looking, how you're hitting the enemy, how many times you're using Overpower, and making sure that you're getting your TP maintained. Dark Knights, on the other hand, are kind of like a mix between warrior and paladin, although they're more aggressive than the paladin, so I guess they're their own class in the end. They have a lot to do with MP. They are the MP management tank, and it's said that it is a very difficult learning curve to master Dark Knight. However, I've already mastered Dark Knight, so if you want any tips on them, you can always ask me in the comments below. But basically, they have something called Unleash, and they use a lot of MP. They have something called Blood Price, which regains their MP. That is given to you at level 35, but from level 30 to 35, you're going to have to learn how to use your MP management combos along with your combos to keep the aggression. So using your AoEs at the end of your combos every so often, especially for paladins, is a good way to guard your aggression. Next is aggro stealing, which honestly has nothing to do with tanking themselves because this has something to do with everybody else. DPS and healers steal aggro all the time, and it's up to the main tank to maintain that aggression at all costs. If you see a mob turn around, or perhaps a slew of mobs turning around, or perhaps even the boss turn around, you basically had your aggression stolen. This isn't good. This isn't good at all. Any aggression stolen from the main tank themselves is bad. This is why I call it aggro stealing. It's unintentional stealing of aggro. It's not their fault. They're just doing their job. You're just being bad at being a tank right now. Now, I know you guys are saying, but they did this, but they did that. That's not what's important right now. What's important is for you to snag that shit back. Your aggression is what's most important to you as a main tank. So beware, tanks. You will get your aggression stolen. All that aggro that you've built up can be stolen if you're not maintaining it and guarding it with your life. Don't let aggro stealing happen. And last but not least, we have Aggro Trading. Now, you've probably seen this before, or you've probably already experienced this. It's when you trade aggression with another tank. This is somewhere in between aggro snagging and aggro stealing, because you are officially snagging something from someone, but it is also at the same time stealing from them, which is the reason why I'm calling it aggro trading, because you're just basically exchanging the aggression anyway. This is when you're in the middle of a boss fight, or perhaps the mobs are teaming up on the one tank and they really need to get the fuck out of there with that one enemy and that one enemy only, because it doesn't really work that way in mobs. It takes too long with that, so that's not really trading. But with that one boss or that one trial or wherever you're doing, and you need to do a tank swap, you're basically provoking and throwing something at them to get that aggression. You're basically getting that instant aggression from that tank who used to be the main tank, who is now the off tank, and now you're the main tank. That is aggro trading. Now this is very important, because aggro trading is a very pivotal thing to learn. If you're in a trial or something very hard in terms of a big boss, you may need to do a tank swap. And as I described, it's using provoke and some other move to gain all that aggression from the main tank, where you're switching places with that main tank for them being the off tank and now you're the main tank. I think I've already explained this. You new tanks out there really do need to know something about this now. Even though you're not practicing it right now, even though you don't have to use it right now, knowing about it is a step up from where you are in your current situation. So now that you guys know about the 5 terms that I go by when I'm tanking, what do you guys think? Is there something you want to add, something you want to change? What do you think about these 5 terms? You should probably let me know in the comments below. I also want to say here that I actually went semi-improvised with this script. I actually had to talk on my own rather than read from the script, and some of the things in the script could have been touched up, so I improvised. I actually said a lot of those things. Half of this video was actually improvised. Isn't that something? Also, I do want to apologize for my voice breaking and sounding all raspy throughout the video. There's something going on with my throat, as I said at the beginning of this video. Bear in mind, I am trying to take care of this, and hopefully by the next video, it doesn't sound as bad. And last but not least, I want to say thank you. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. I do wish to make more videos like this in the future. Very cut down, not over 10 minutes. Hopefully I can stay under 10 minutes, or under 15 minutes. There goes my voice again! But it does make it a lot easier to get videos out to you guys, and hopefully between my job and my school, I can get these videos out within a weekly basis, hopefully. I also want to talk about one more thing. I'm streaming now.
I know, but why are you recording now and not during
You could have just told me that sooner.
What the god?
Like a hurt leg and like almost, I think, a busted wing.
Right.
But he was not looking good. So what had ended up happening is he was attempting to fly away, like a bird would usually do.
I started with Paladin, and I
wow.
mean, yeah, true fact, I started with Paladin in WoW. Because
nice.
I was the kind of person who was like, sword and shield, that's up my alley, yay! And it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't catch me sooner or later on these streams, I do it every other day. I do basically 14, a lot in other games if I feel like it, if you understand what I'm saying. Basically, I'm streaming now. You can catch me usually in the evening, somewhere between like 6 to 12, I guess. If you want to show up, go ahead. There, you can support my channel, you know, because YouTube is doing their thing. The ads can donate to the Sink Weaver, or you can go to the Patreon. But other than that, thanks for watching, guys. I hope to see you in the next video. Not sure what I'm going to touch up next. Maybe, perhaps, I'm going to talk about the DPS, since they're also very easy for me to talk about. See you then.